What's up, guys? Today I wanted to make a special video on something very nostalgic for me, something from the 90s, something that I think anybody who is as big a fan of the 90s as I am will be able to appreciate. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and wanted to go through my collection of Batman action figures. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a giant Batman fan. I've been a Batman fan my whole life since I was a little kid. And as you can see, I was a huge fan of Batman the Animated Series, the original animated series that was on WB back in the day, if anybody still remembers WB Network. So much fun, such a huge part of my childhood, coming home from school every day, eating goldfish, watching Spider-Man the Animated Series, watching Batman the Animated Series, all that good stuff. And over the years, I put together a pretty decent, I think, collection of Batman action figures. And I don't have any idea where this thing actually came from. This is like a little briefcase thing that's like pretty beat up, but it's barely holding this thing together. There's so much shit in here, but it's got all kinds of cool artwork going all around it. Bunch of Batman and Joker stuff. It's a collector's case for the Batman figures. I have no idea what came in this originally, but all I know is I started stuffing stuff in there when I was little, and yeah, that's part of the reason why this thing barely even closes and is barely being held together. Pretty sweet, I think. So let's take a look at what's inside and see. Let's take a glimpse into my childhood. All right, there we go. This thing has like 2 trays in here of figures. It's got one tray in there, and then there's another tray just below that, and they both sit on top of each other. And I got all kinds of random shit in here. I got this this figure I remember very well. This is from 1995. This is a Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face figure. I don't know how clearly that's going to come in the picture there, but yeah, it's kind of a variation on the Two-Face character. He's got a purple suit with some gold down the center. He's got the gun in his hand, and this did come with a coin that sits in his other hand there. So yeah, pretty cool figure. I like the design of it. It actually looks quite a bit like Tommy Lee Jones, in my opinion. The likeness is pretty cool. Another Tommy Lee Jones era Batman Forever Two-Face here that is more akin to what he looked like in the movie. Same kind of style, where it has the gun in one hand, and then it has the little spot on his other hand where he could put a coin that it came with, a Two-Face coin, which I do have somewhere still. But yeah, pretty cool, I think. And again, the likeness is pretty cool. It's pretty close to what Tommy Lee Jones looks like. Speaking of Batman Forever, I also have this Batman Forever Riddler action figure. This, I think, came with a little cane. I'm not sure exactly where that was, the cane that he twirls in the movie, but yeah, this one's pretty cool. This is what he wears when he is going into the Batcave to destroy the Batmobile. I have quite a few different variations of Batman. I have this one, which is it's kind of funny that I can look at the face and actually be able to tell which Batman it's from. This is the Val Kilmer Batman, again from Batman Forever. This is probably one of my favorites, just because it looks cool with the cape and everything. I don't know how clearly this is going to come through. This camera has a hard time with focusing a lot, but again, the likeness is pretty good. It's good enough that I can tell by looking at it that it's Val Kilmer. Yeah, 1989. This is from the original Batman. I think this cape was supposed to go on here. This one's a lot more beat up. This one looks absolutely nothing like the actor. But this one, pretty cool. It's kind of loosened up a bit. It's kind of flimsy because it was used so much when I was little, but I think it's pretty cool. You can definitely tell it's from the 1989 Batman. And we've got one Robin here, one version of Robin. This one is from 1993. This one I'm almost positive is from the Robin from the Batman, the animated series cartoon. Not sure if this one came with a cape or not. I don't think so. And we have another Batman version here. This one is from 1994. I think this one is from the animated series. This is a weird one because this one has like a decapitation feature, like a turtle head on there where you can squish his head in there. But I'm pretty sure this one was for, it came with like a little suit that you could put him in. A suit or some kind of armor that it came with that you could slip over top, and then it was meant to, I think it would push the head down and inside to kind of like flip into the suit of armor. We have this Catwoman figure right here. This one does not have a date on it, so I'm not sure what exactly this is from. I think it might be from the animated series also. Not really sure where this one came from. A lot of these I don't really remember where exactly I got them from. I just remember having them when I was growing up. I got this little thing. This thing's pretty cool. I used to fuck around with this thing all the time. It's a poison ivy weapon. This is another one from 1994. This is a Batman the Animated Series Bane figure. This one is pretty cool. Obviously they got him fucking as jacked up as can be. Obviously very different from the Bane most people know now, the Tom Hardy Bane from the Dark Knight Rises film. Got another Batman figure here that's from 1993. Not really sure what this one was from. This is like a lightning suit Batman. Not really sure what the theme was for this, but for some reason he has lightning on his suit for whatever reason. I got some other random shit tossed in here that I don't know why it's in here, but I got like a bunch. I remember having a bunch of these things. These are Star Wars little figurines from Return of the Jedi. They have like these little stands that you could put them on. I remember I had a bunch of those. I'm not sure why they're in here, but yeah, I got them. Let's dive into the second tray here. I think this is the Poison Ivy figure that little shooter thing came with. This one is from the animated series as well. It's just kind of got that old school Batman look to it. Got a red Batman here from 1993. Again, I think this one is, yeah, this one, you can tell by the chin. This one is also from the animated series. Pretty cool one. This is a Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne action figure. This one's pretty cool. I remember messing around with this one a lot. I also used to have a bat cave, like a big bat cave set that was fucking awesome, that you could open it up and like locked up similar to like a briefcase kind of thing, and it had a carrier that you could carry it around with you. But you could open it up and it had this really cool inside. It had like an Acme Chemical section, it had like a Wayne Manor section, all kinds of really cool stuff. I used to have so much fun with it. I don't think I have it anymore, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would definitely show it off here. Now, from 1995, we got another Batman Forever figure. This is Robin. Pretty cool one. Again, the likenesses on a lot of these figures are really, really impressive. A lot of them look like the actor, because there's some of these that I don't remember what era of Batman they're from, but just by looking at the face on the figure, I can tell which era they're from, which is pretty cool. Now we've got a Batman and Robin era figure. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger as good old Mr. Freeze. This is a pretty cool figure. I liked it. I've always liked the design on this one. And again, if you can, I don't know how clear the face is going to come in, but the likeness is pretty good. If you didn't know, if you weren't familiar with Batman and Robin, the movie, or if you weren't familiar with this design, I feel like you could just look at it and be able to tell that it's Schwarzenegger. We've got another Mr. Freeze here. This one's from 1993. Was always a huge fan of this version of Mr. Freeze from the animated series. If you haven't seen the Batman the Animated Series movie, not Mask of the Phantasm, even though that's awesome also, but it's Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero features a lot of backstory on this version of Mr. Freeze, and it's a really great film. It's really underrated in my opinion. It's one of the best, if you consider it as an episode of the show, it's probably one of the best episodes. Really great story, really great voice acting. The plot is great, and it's just really well done all around. This one I always love. This is another Jim Carrey Riddler figure. This is kind of like an alternate costume version of Riddler from Batman Forever. He did not dress like this, to my knowledge, in the movie, but always thought this was a really cool looking figure. Always loved the costume on that one. This one is a pretty old one. This one, I don't even know if the year, I'll be able to read the year on this one, but this is a penguin. If there was a year, it's probably worn off by now, but this is a very old version of Penguin from the comics. As you can see, the stomach has got, like, the paint is starting to wear off, but pretty cool figure though. Another version of Bruce Wayne we got here. Have no idea what this is from. I think it's from the animated series, but there's no year on it or anything like that, but interesting costume and everything. I think this is one of the ones that came with something else. It came with like a suit of armor or something like that. Not sure what this suit is supposed to be that he's wearing, but yeah. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a true Batman fan or collector of any kind without some Joker stuff. So this Joker figure is from 1994. This is a cool one. I'm almost positive this one is from the Mask of the Phantasm. Really nice detail on it. Always been a fan of this figure. Voiced by the legendary Mark Hamill. If you haven't seen Mask of the Phantasm, you are seriously missing out. It's fucking amazing, and it's kind of become like a cult favorite among people. I don't think it did well when it first came out, but now it's kind of looked at very fondly by Batman fans. This is a kind of another alternate version of the Joker. I think from the animated series. It might have been from a later version of the animated series, but it has something on the back there, like a hole for something. I don't remember what exactly goes in there, but pretty cool looking Joker figure. Alternate attire for him. One last from Batman and Robin. We've got Batgirl in her suit that I think it's the suit they wear at the end of the film when they're getting ready to battle Mr. Freeze. Forget the name of the actress, but yeah, this figure looks nothing like her. I also forgot to mention the this old version of Mr. Freeze came with this freezing gun. It used to attach. It used to have something on the back here to attach it to his back, but the piece broke off, and then you just kind of, it would attach to his back, and then you'd stick the whole thing in his hand. Yeah, and it would look just like that. And it would normally stick onto his back. Actually, now that I think about it, I think this might have used to fill up with water. I think you used to be able to fill this up with water, and then when you squeeze the backpack, it would shoot out water out of here, out of this little gun. If memory serves me correctly. Which is pretty cool. I always used to love figures like that had little neat little things you could do with it like that, little extras. So that's just a little piece of my Batman childhood. I have a lot more Batman figures, but I figured I might go through them in another video. This is just a little bit of what I have, what I've managed to collect over the years. Huge Batman fan. If any of these figures that I've shown, or if anybody else out there that's watching this has any of these, or remembers some of the ones that I couldn't remember what they're from, if you know what they're from, what set they were from, or what year, or what version of Batman, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. Please do me a favor, give this video a like if you enjoy it, subscribe for a lot more 90s related content to come in the future. Let's all reflect on Batman together. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.